do that. All right. Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, when you talk about a movie called Switch, you're also talking about a series of second chances. It seems like lots of people are having a chance to redo something that maybe didn't go right the first time. For example, Beth Williams, in Switch, you have to cover up some tracks of something that you had done, if you would set up the scene for us.
Well, at the beginning of the movie, I conspire with two friends of mine to murder a man who was all of our boyfriends at one time or another. And he then gets sent back as a woman in the form of Ellen Barkin, who comes to me, and of course I don't believe her, but then sort of forces me to believe that she is in fact this guy. So now I have to sort of cater to her to keep her happy so she doesn't spill the beans, and at the same time try and set her up for her own murder.
All of the dominoes start falling upon this reappearance, and you now have to cover things up,
yeah.
as you said. Now, when you get to realize who she or he is, this is a very difficult kind of dynamic in a scene for you, isn't it? I mean, how was that worked out? I mean, how was your character supposed to treat the fact that you know that this woman is not really a woman?
Well, I think, I went through a sort of process of realization. I mean, I think in the first scene where she comes to me and tries to convince me of it, I'm sort of, I think she's crazy. I think she's a crazy person, but she does know all about the murder. But you have to realize that my character is a woman who goes to see a psychic who, she believes in past lives and all that kind of stuff. So I gradually begin to believe that this is in fact Steve Brooks.
Jim Bullock as a psychic.
He was wonderful. Wasn't he wonderful?
Could we talk about some of the kind of male-female things going on in here? From your point of view, maybe what are some of the things that male viewers might pull out of this picture in terms of seeing us from the outside, seeing how we behave, our manners and mores towards women generally? What are maybe some of the lessons, if I could use that word, we might pull out of this?
Well, I think, it'll make male chauvinists think twice about how they treat their girlfriends, or they might get shot in a hot tub.
I was going to say, we're going to hot tub parties.
I think men will have a new respect for women who wear high heels when they watch Ellen trying to handle hers.
Yeah. Well, actually, those are little things, but maybe they're big things. We do dwell in relative ignorance about those kinds of ordeals that you go through.
Well, men, it's very easy for men to say, oh, honey, I love it when you wear high heels because it makes your legs look so good. What they don't know is that you spend hours at the chiropractor because it throws your back out.
The back?
Yeah.
Not the legs, but
no,
the
it
back.
throws your back out to stand on an incline that's like that and wobble around on it. I mean, women's clothes are not built for comfort, let's face it. I mean, we're basically, we dress to please men.
But by the time a woman gets strapped in and halter-topped in and high-heeled in and all of that, you begin to wonder, is this really being done, though, for men? Or is it being done, in a sense, for other women?
Maybe it's being done out of a kind of masochistic thing. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that is.
I guess I found myself wondering why Ellen Barkin / Steve wouldn't have said in her new persona, heck with the high heels, the heck with the hairstyles, the heck with all of this.
But you have to understand that she is trying very hard to convince people that she's a woman. So she's trying very hard to sort of go to the most feminine aspects in order to prove that she is a woman.
What about doing this, talk about switches. If you could be in a man's body, maybe this is as much a personal question as one drawn from a film, what are maybe some of the first things you would do with other men, with the new sensibility you would have as being a woman? Some of the things you would want to teach them about their behaviors towards women?
I think I would want to teach men about communication, about emotional communication. I think that tends to be something that's much harder for men than for women. Women tend to be raised to be vulnerable to other people's feelings, to be very empathic, to be nurturers. Men tend to be much more closed off about their own feelings, about communicating those feelings. I think if I were in a man's body, that I would want to communicate to other men that it's okay to communicate with women and men. It's okay to let those feelings out. That in fact, things become much easier when you don't try and hide them.
Unfortunately, when men communicate to each other like that, some raised eyebrows can result. It can be tough. It's a tough thing to break, that acculturation.
It is, and I'm the mother of 2 sons, so I feel like I'm going to be raising these boys and trying to communicate to them how to be empathic, how to communicate feelings, and it's a real important issue.
Do you think it takes a comedy, really, though, to penetrate these issues and make us pay attention? Does that work better than a drama?
I think it does, because I think people really tend to listen and to laugh and to enjoy. But I think it's the kind of thing that, because of the message of the film, will sink in. I think it'll make people think about role models and the roles we play.
A series of switches can be a series of second chances, maybe, for all of us. Jo Beth Williams and I, we are in Los Angeles. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.